Hi, folks. It looks like I do need to share the video again. Forgive the additional delay. It's 6:08. The video is about 26 minutes long, so we should be able to share it again, and hopefully it will work out. Okay, thank you for being patient with us.
Hi everyone, welcome to College Application Night. I'm Viviana Hoyos.
I'm Elizabeth Everett. And I'm Sonia Nunez.
And first I wanted to give you an overview of what we're going to be talking about tonight. So we'll be discussing student responsibilities for college applications, preparation, and the timeline. We'll go through the UC application, as well as the Cal State application, private school application, community college, and financial aid. So for student responsibilities, please make sure you organize your research. Observe and meet all deadlines because they are real. Start working on your personal insight questions for the UC system and your personal statement essays for private schools. Email communication during this time is very important. So please make sure first you create a professional email address, and then make sure you check your junk mail periodically because some communication from colleges might get lost in there. So make sure you're checking that every once in a while. Here is the application timeline that you can refer back to. So October 1st, Cal State application opens, as well as the FAFSA application. November 30th, the UC application will close. December 4th, the Cal State application will close. Late January, you'll update test results. In March, in the spring, there's the March 2nd is the FAFSA deadline, and then May 1st is the statement of intent to register. On July 1st, you'll have a deadline to submit your official transcript. Your official transcript must be ordered and submitted through Parchment. Okay? And if any of these dates change, we will let you know by putting it on the Friday forecast, as well as sending it out through Remind.
So the first application that we're going to talk today about is the UC system. So UC system has 9 campuses all across the state of California. Their application actually opened on August 1st. So this gives the students the opportunity to really take their time with their application and not rush it. We want the information to be as accurate as it can be. Minimum GPA to apply is an academic GPA of a 3.0. They have to complete the 15 of the A through G courses with a C or better. The personal insight questions, they need to choose 4 out of the 8 questions that they provide. The prompts are available on the application website. Max word is 350 per question. The SAT requirement. So in the spring and early summer, the UC system came out that they were going to go get test optional. So what that meant was that if you had a score, great, you can submit it. If you didn't have a score, it wasn't going to affect their decision on admissions because you didn't turn one in, because due to the COVID-19 situation, we don't have the availability to take the test. At this point, a new case came out just in the last few weeks regarding the UC system and test optional. They have not told us what's going to happen. I know some of you guys might have already heard in the news, but at this point, we don't know what it means. And the UC system has been working with the Chancellor's office, but no information from them has been released at this time. So at this point, we're just going to go ahead and say it's still test optional until we hear it's different. Again, once we hear any updates and any of the applications that we will be reviewing, we will be sending that through Remind and the Friday forecast and posting something or links to information on our school website. The UC system does a comprehensive review. They want to look at everything, not just one thing. So they'll look at grades, they'll look at the type of classes the student's taking, what kind of environment, what are the kids able to take certain APs or not? Do they limit things? So they want to really look at the student within the context of where they're going to school and how they've taken advantage to what the school can provide. So make sure that your student, as they're doing their application, that really are paying attention to how they're answering and that they're paying attention to those personal insight questions to best reflect who they are. So some of the tips that we have received from the UC system as your student is completing, or you as a student, you're completing your personal insight question, is to talk about yourself. The UC system does not require a letter of recommendation, nor a resume. So what that means, these personal insight questions are really your opportunity to let the campus know who you are and what are you about. So make sure that you're using the I statements, the my statements. It's really your writing and who you are. They don't want to hear about someone in your life. They're great, but they're not the ones that are getting admitted to the school. So we want to make sure that as you're writing these, that you're selecting a prompt that's relevant to you. So if you can't speak to it, that's probably not the prompt that you want to write about. Make sure that you're having someone proofread it. They're not going to think negative of you if you misspell something or you accidentally put a period when you meant a comma. They're not looking for that, but you don't want to write your essay as if it's a text message either. So make sure that you're making sentences that are really conveying what you're wanting to say so they can get to know a little bit of who you are. You want to make sure that if you are speaking about something that affected you academically, and one of the prompts is asking you that, to tie it into your academics, because they want to know a history. If something didn't go well for you, they want to know that. So they can really look at your, whether you got a D or failed something in one semester, that they're looking at it within the contents of that situation. Be honest and truthful. They really want to hear you. So if you don't use certain words to describe certain situations, don't use them. They really are looking for you, and they do understand and know what a typical 17 and 18-year-old sounds when writing. So make sure that if you are asking for help, that they don't change the content or use a language that is a bit too sophisticated to what you normally speak or write. One of the things is you can talk about a hardship if you want to, but if you don't have to. So remember, these are personal insight questions. They're looking into who you are and where you are personally, but you don't have to talk about a hardship nor create a hardship if you don't or have never experienced one. There are additional comment sections. So in the UC application, they provide 2 additional comment sections for you. One is after academic history. It is 550 words. This is where you can put any information that you didn't address in the personal insight question regarding a hardship with grades. This could be, I went to a school outside of the country and now I'm here at Walnut. They have 2 different grading scales. Or, something else about your academic that if I saw your transcript or I saw what you gave me for grades would give me a little bit more than just seeing that you didn't do well. The other one is after the PIQ, the personal insight question. Again, you get 550 words. This is in this section, you can provide information on changes. So that could be extracurricular activities. This could be additional information that you may have not covered in the personal insight question, but that you deem is important and beneficial to your application. This is not a section in either section for you to answer another personal insight question. This is only for additional, something you feel that is important, but not to the point where you can significantly talk about it. So make sure that we're paying attention to that as you are maybe using these sections. This UC system has created some events. So UC for You is for incoming applicants for the fall 2021. So they're going to have a webinar October 3rd for freshman applicants. Another one will be October 10th for those who are transferring from a community college. And then they're going to have one on the 17th for out-of-state and international applicants. So these are tailored for students who will be applying to college for admission in the fall of 2021. Then they have something called UC for Everyone. So this does not mean that you're eligible to apply next year or to be admitted to a school. This just means it could be a middle school student. It could be anyone interested, a 10th grader, 11th grader, anyone who's just curious about what the campus offers. They will be offering one October 24th, and the topic is how to find a community on campus. So how to create those support systems when you attend the UC system.
The California State University system has 23 campuses, and they do have new for fall 2021 requirements. Their minimum entrance requirements are that California residents and graduates of California high schools will be eligible for admission by earning a 2.5 or greater A through G GPA, their academic GPA. Students with a 2.0 to 2.49 may be evaluated for admission based upon supplemental factors, such as the number of courses exceeding minimum A through G requirements, their household income, extracurricular involvement, and other available information that would inform the campus admission decision. Grades of credit, pass or no credit, and no pass will not be included in the calculation of high school GPA. Completing the 15 A through G courses with a C- or better are required. The SAT and ACT requirement is also suspended for the fall of 2021 for the California State University system. Private universities are a bit different. Most require letters of recommendation. If a student meets the UC requirements, they are likely to have met most private universities' admissions requirements. It's important to note that a student needs to research each private university they are interested in for their specific admissions requirements, and also their deadlines, which differ from the UC and CSU system. Students have the option of applying early action or early decision. These are both quite different. And again, options. Early action, students receive an early response to their application, but do not have to commit to the college until the normal reply date of May 1st. However, early decision is where a student who is accepted as an early decision applicant must attend the college. Please be aware of that one. Only do that if you are really into that school and you know you're making that commitment. For letters of recommendation, they are only required for private schools. Students must complete the senior profile packet, and you might note that this is hyperlinked and will be available to you in a later time by the deadline, and email their GLC. For November 1st, early action, early decision, and December 1st applications, the deadline was Thursday, September 10th. For regular decision application, the deadline is Thursday, September 24th. All letters of recommendation are confidential. Please do not ask for a copy.
Admissions applications to four-year universities. These are the three main systems that you will be using. The first one on the left is the common application, where nearly 900 private colleges and universities will use this system, and the application fee varies. Double check if the private school that you're applying to is on the common application by looking at their website. So make sure you do that. The next one is UC Apply. There are 9 campuses in California, and the application fee is $70 per school that you're applying to. The last one on the right is CSU Apply. There's 23 Cal State campuses in California, and the application fee is also $70 per school you're applying to. All of these are hyperlinked and they'll be available at a later time. Also keep in mind that on these applications, you will self-report your grades. So please, you must be truthful because you're still sending a transcript at the end. So please make sure that if you need a transcript from one of us, email us and ask us, or you can go on to Aries and look at every class that you took and what your grade was, and be truthful about the grade that you got.
As well as you can create an account on parchment.com, and you are able to download and view your latest transcript on the Parchment website.
The Federal Student Aid Office of the Department of Education provides the application for financial aid. We have our own financial aid night, just like this, virtually, 2 days from now, Wednesday, September 16th, from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. This virtual financial aid night is for all students applying for financial aid, even though it is presented by Mount SAC. Please attend this. It'll be very beneficial for you to learn all of the ins and outs, and we'll provide a thorough Q&A by a specialist. The financial aid application opens on October 1st in 2020, and the priority deadline is March 2nd. However, it's important that you apply for financial aid as close to October 1st as possible, as many scholarships are also available through that system. Please remember the financial aid application is free, and if you see a website where it's asking for a fee, you're in the wrong spot. This link here, which is hyperlinked, studentaid.gov/apply-for-aid/FAFSA, is where you go to actually apply for financial aid.
So community college. So we are fortunate today that we have a Mount SAC community college rep here to dive a little bit more about Mount SAC, who is our local community college. But the state of California has 115 community colleges. The application fee, there isn't one. So that's a good, you save a little bit of money. You can apply at any time, and by what I mean by that is that if you, after high school, you graduated, you want to start in the summer, you can, or you can wait until the fall or the winter. It's really up to you of when you would like to start classes when you attend the community college. The SAT and ACT is not required for admission. Financial aid is available. As mentioned before, October 1st is when you are going to be able to submit that application and fill it out, so please do so. There are a few waivers that, if eligible, could potentially make community college free or little cost to you. The application is, again, it is hyperlinked, so you can click on here and submit for any community college in the state of California. But right now we're going to have our rep from Mount SAC to dive into a little bit more about what Mount SAC in particular offers to our students.
Hi, good morning or afternoon, everyone, depending on what time you're watching this video. My name is Annette, and I work with Mount SAC. I'm part of the high school outreach department, and essentially my job is to go out to one of the few high schools that we work with and help students sign up and transition from high school right into community college. So first, Mount SAC offers a variety of educational options. First, we have certificate programs. So certificate programs are quick programs that can be completed in 1, 2, sometimes even 3 years, depending on the program. This is if you want to get into the job force right away, and your goal is not to get an associate's or to transfer or to get a bachelor's or master's. You want to get right into going to work, and so Mount SAC offers a variety of certificate programs if this is what you're looking for. We also offer a variety of associates in arts and science. And with that, Mount SAC is one of the top colleges. We're number 2 for private in California, number 5 for Cal State, number 5 for out-of-state, and number 7 for all transfers going to the University of California. What does this mean? It just means that we make sure that once you start Mount SAC, we make sure that you transfer to your college. There's a lot of misconceptions about the number of years that it takes to finish Mount SAC. The reality is that it's different for everyone depending on what their goal is. You know, colleges, transfer agreements help students transfer to their college a lot quicker and with a guarantee. For example, the AAT, which is Associates of Arts Transfer, and AST track give students that are planning to attend a Cal State the guarantee to transfer into a system. So, for example, if you want to go to Cal State and not necessarily sure which one, if you follow the AAT or AST track, you are guaranteed by the time you're done at Mount SAC to have one of the 23 Cal States accept you into admission. So that's one of our transfer from Cal State. The other one we have was with the UC, which is called the TAG program. And the TAG program, and if you follow the TAG pathway, you are guaranteed admission to one of the 6 participating campuses. So, for example, if your dream is to go to Santa Cruz and join the UC TAG program, you will have a high probability of getting into UC Santa Cruz if that's your dream college. The only colleges that are not participating in this TAG program are UC Berkeley, UC UCSD San Diego, and UCLA. Those programs, those colleges have their own criteria for getting into their college. And the other program that we have is if you join the honors program. The honors program also has connections and alliances with UCLA and UCI. So if you were interested in joining the honors program, this is an amazing opportunity for you because it gives you a leg up in terms of getting noticed when it comes time to get transferred. So most of our honors students that are part of the honors program that are interested in going to UCLA and or UCI, which is called the Transfer Alliance program, the TAP program, they get the benefit of priority, getting noticed early before any other applicants. So if you're interested in going to Mount SAC and if you're interested in joining the honors program, then these are the requirements for joining the college. So making sure that you're eligible for English 1A, which is college level English. If you're in high school, making sure that you have a 3.2 GPA, you need a letter of recommendation, you need to turn your official transcript, and a quick little essay just so that the person who's reading your application gets to know a little bit about it. Another program that we have that's amazing at Mount SAC is the Promise Plus program for first-time college students. So let's fast forward and let's say you already graduated from high school and you don't know what to do with your summer. So one of the benefits of starting early is getting the Promise Plus benefits. So Promise Plus benefits are additional benefits that are offered to students when they do a summer program right after high school. So all of these benefits, and it may not sound like a lot to you, but it really is a lot. You get $250 for book grants, you get a $100 food card. If you don't have a laptop, you borrow one. You pay your mandatory fees, which you bus pass, which you Mount SAC gear for supplies. So it's a lot of extra things that you get just for going to summer school right after high school. So one of the 2 programs that you have available to you after summer, and we have them here, is the Summer Bridge program or the Summer STEP program. So after you graduate from high school, if you want to go to summer school, all you need to do is join the Summer Bridge program and the STEP program and apply to get Promise Plus benefits, and that's it. What else does Promise Plus give you? It gives you priority registration for the fall and the spring. which is the program that I work for, and which is why I'm here, is making sure that you all are part of the Connect 4 process. So part of the Connect 4 process is making sure that you follow these 4 steps with me when I go to your school to help you do these steps, so that the transition again from high school to Mount SAC is a lot easier. So essentially, I will come to your school. Nowadays, they'll come to your computer virtual, and I'll help you do the Mount SAC application. I'll help you complete the assessment questionnaire, which is step 2. I'll help you complete the online orientation and how to get how to do the map workshops, and then finally, we'll help you how to register. So these are the 4 easy steps to ensure that you go from high school to college in a seamless way. So again, why Connect 4, right? So if you do Connect 4, one, you be one of the first students to register. You get early registration in the fall. And again, you want to make sure that you get all of your classes every semester. So early registration, any program that can offer you that benefit, you should be paying attention, because that's again what's going to help you get the classes that you want, so that every semester you don't have to struggle to figure out what classes you're going to get. And the quicker you get your classes, the quicker you can transfer out. Here's my information. I'm a high school outreach specialist at Mount SAC. Feel free to email me, to call me, or text me. If you have additional questions and want to set an appointment with me, just follow the link and choose the best time that works for you.
All right, thank you for getting through this video with us. I'm going to go ahead and share part of our slideshow, which we will be sharing with you this week, so you can get to all of the hyperlinks, and I'll generate a code. So give me just a moment. Thank you for waiting. And I think that my other people here with me, Ms. Viviana Hoyos, Ms. Sonia Nunez, and Mr. Rudy Sanchez will also come on here in just a short moment to start answering your questions. Stay with me here. I'm just getting my presentation ready. Thank you for waiting. So I'm going to go ahead and share my slideshow with you so you can see. When you see the link up at the top, this is our link to our Q&A, and we can start answering your questions if you have any. And again, we'll be sharing these slide presentations with you through our GLC websites and other means. So we do have some slides here at the end. These are some Instagrams for some of the places that we've talked about. If you want to snap a picture of that, and I'll give you a moment as we open up our Q&A. And I can hear some of my colleagues coming on now. These are some resources, and again, we're going to hyperlink all of this for you. And I'll give you a moment to take a look at this as I get onto our Q&A. We'll see if you have any questions. I'm jumping on as well. I'm going to the next one. These are additional resources. So we have some career path tool, career research. What can I do with my major? Hopefully we have some questions coming in. Hopefully you stayed with us.
Thank you for hanging in there with us. As you guys are learning new technology, we are also learning how to do a lot of the same stuff you guys are doing. So thank you for being patient and understanding. As Ms. Everett says, this presentation, we're gonna go ahead and share the live on the school website later this week, as well as a PDF version of the presentation. That way on the PDF version, you'll be able to actually click on every hyperlink that we created on this presentation.
Okay, and on the screen now is parchment.com, which is where you're going to be ordering your transcripts from when you need them. Is there any more slides, Elizabeth?
There are. I'm going to go to the next one. I actually see the first question up, and
Yes.
do you know which local community colleges offer free tuition through the Promise program? And that's all of them, because it's a state, I believe, and federal program. So when you're applying for financial aid and you apply for Promise Plus, at least through Mount SAC or any of the community colleges, they have programs that are similar to this. I see one question. Oh, I see another one coming up. Here they go. Second one here. Are the CSU and UC prompts different? I only know the UC prompts. Where can I get the CSU prompts? Let me stop right here. There are no CSU prompts. You are okay. There are only prompts for the UC application. The CSU currently asks for your grades, and they might ask a few questions about extracurriculars, but there's nothing else that you need to provide for them.
I can go ahead and there's a few more questions here. So for the Mount SAC Honors Program, do you know when we can start filing in applications?
That will be after the application goes in January and February. Usually you ask your English teacher for that letter of recommendation in the spring. So we won't get close to applying for the honors program until before graduation, but the second half of the second semester.
Okay. Do any other local community colleges communicate with Walnut High School students, or just Mount SAC?
That's just Mount SAC. But we do have quite a few near us.
Let's see. How much are transcripts on Parchment?
That's a good question. I believe they're about $5 to $6. I don't think it's changed. There's only a fee on Parchment if you're going to order the official transcripts. That's usually in May, when you're actually already, or kind of like in June-ish, where you order it to actually send the official one to the 4-year that you have decided to enroll at. From this point on, you can download one for free, you can view it for free on Parchment, but you don't get charged for viewing or downloading.
Okay. We have one student asking, what is your take on ACT, SAT test scores? Do you recommend taking them despite colleges not requiring submission?
It is a good question. It's up to you. I know College Board is trying to work with a lot of high schools who are SAT and ACT4 is also working with local high schools who are testing sites. We don't know where we are. LA County, we're still shut down. It is up to you, really, if this is something that you feel that it's going to straighten your application. Cal State has already said they're not going to use it for your admission decision. UC currently is on hold, last we heard from that court case. So at this point, it's really your decision. It's really evaluating where you're at for your application.
Yeah, and I mean, I think one of the big questions is, are you going to be able to take it if you haven't taken it yet, right? December will be kind of the last opportunity for our seniors to take one of these tests, and we don't know if they're going to offer them. So that's another issue that kind of gets thrown in there as well.
I see that someone's asking if we're going to share the video, and I am going to lovingly take out maybe the first part with the video being replayed. And yes, we will be able to post a recording of this week along with the actual slide presentation with the hyperlinks.
And just as a reminder, we do have a representative, Mr. Sanchez, here from Mount SAC. If you guys have any community college questions, it doesn't have to be Mount SAC, or any in general questions, feel free to drop them in. If you're considering it, if you want to have it as a backup, you know, take advantage. We do have a rep with us tonight.
Yes, a few more. If I explain the reasoning behind my grades a little on my personal insight, can I still elaborate more on it on the other section?
When it comes to the additional comments area, if that's where you're referring, you can, only if you're adding more information, additional information that can support. But if you are kind of repeating yourself, I wouldn't recommend it. So make sure it is giving additional information that your personal insight question didn't elaborate on.
Next one is asking, is Cal Poly part of the CSU? And yes, Cal Poly is part of the CSU system, so you will apply on CSU Apply.
Correct. And just remember, there are two Cal Polys. There's Cal Poly San Luis Obispo and Cal Poly Pomona. So make sure you are selecting, if you mean Pomona, that you're doing Cal Poly Pomona.
Wow. I'll do this one. I took my, or I'll say it. I took my SAT, but it's 1150, so it's not that good. Should I put it still or no?
It is up to you. So as we mentioned, Cal States are not going to require it, so please don't submit it. They're not going to look at it. When it comes to UC, right now they're still at a test optional. It is up to you. It is not, it's really not something that's required. It's optional. So that means if you feel confident about your score, submit it. If you don't have to.
How can we get in contact with the Career Center? Because I need help finding proper scholarships.
Our website's amazing to start. We have a great Career Center tab on our website, but Ms. Marsano is also available, and we can get you in contact with her via email if you have a specific question.
And just as Ms. Everts mentioned, our website, the Career Center has a tab on the school website. If you click on it, you'll find the contact information with for Ms. Marsano, as well as upcoming virtual college representative nights.
Yes. Next question is, do they look at ERWC grades more than other English grades?
That really depends on, I mean, when you're applying to community college, they look at your highest grade in English and highest grade in math. When you're applying for most universities, they look very strongly at your junior year. But like your GLCs, all three of us have told you your senior year grades count. So how well you do your last year does matter. And your last year of English, especially since it's CSU, ERWC, does have an impact on your ability to write in college.
I see one for Mount SAC. Is there a program in Mount SAC that guarantees admission into UCLA?
Hello, everyone. My name is Rudy Sanchez. I am a representative with Mount SAC. I am with the financial aid office, and I don't want to speak beyond the scope of my knowledge. It's my understanding that we do offer a range of amazing transfer programs, whereby if you stick to a sequence of courses and you fulfill the required steps, then your admission is guaranteed. So it is my understanding we offer a range of those options. I would strongly recommend and encourage you all to connect with your high school outreach specialist, Miss Annette, who we were able to meet during the recorded video. So do connect with her. She'll be an amazing resource for you. But that's about the extent of my knowledge related to that.
Yes, she spoke about the TAG program, and they have direct ties to UCLA and to UCR and UCI. There's 3 different programs now. UCR is new. So it really depends upon your grades. Being able to go into the honors program and get into TAG will give you a leg up.
We have a comment here that is telling us that they miss us, and we miss you guys so much too. We wish that we could be in person, but we miss you, and we hope that you're all doing well. So thank you for that comment, whoever you are.
I see one here. Will we have access to our wvusd.org account after we graduate? The answer is no. So it is really important for you guys to start creating an account, an email account that you will view regularly. And it will be a personal, appropriate, a professional email, because once you graduate, I'm not sure how long after you've graduated, your account will be deactivated. So make sure that if you haven't done so, or if you use primarily your school one right now, that you create a professional one.
I'm going to go in and give us a little time crunch here since we have 10 minutes. So we're going to do our best to answer all of the questions. We are going to sign off on 7, but if we see that there's other questions we didn't answer during this, we'll make sure that we tag them on in some way when we connect with you this week.
Yeah, and some of the questions, if they were a little specific to your situation, and if your name popped up, just know we'll reach out to you. If you need to meet with any of us, as you know, Ms. Hoyos, myself, or Ms. Everts, email us. We can send you guys our calendars to kind of show you what's available for us to meet after class time. Sometimes we can do before class, and that's a 7:30 wake up time, guys. So if you do want to meet with us and talk a little bit more about your situation before school, it is a 7:30 meeting. But email us and we'll go ahead and schedule something with you guys.
Mr. Main said that students will have their WVUSD account until June 30th, 2021.
Thank you, Dr. Main.
Let's keep going. And I know we have Mr. Sanchez here, so I just want to highlight that he is going to give a thorough presentation on Wednesday regarding financial aid, and be able to really dig in and answer your questions about financial aid. And again, that's not just if you have financial need, that's also for quite a few scholarships as well. I see a question from a teacher. If school stays online, can seniors start taking online college classes next semester while still being in high school? Only if you're in. I see Ms. Nunez ready to go.
So with this one, it would be the special admit program. You just keep in mind that we can sign off about 5% of the senior class to do so. We can't sign off on certain classes. So if your student is interested in possibly going special admit for the spring semester, please reach out to your GLC so we can kind of walk you through that process. It is not a guarantee that you can get the class. So there are a few limitations because Mount SAC has a list that is like a no-fly zone that we can't approve because they're not going to let you in. But if you're interested in a specific class, it has to be a class that it doesn't impede your regular school schedule. So you can't be in their class and our class at the same time. So please reach out to your GLC to discuss if this is something you're interested in taking.
All right, I see a lot of questions here. I'm going to go super quick if I can. When are the deadlines for sending out CSU and UC? CSU extended to what, December 4th?
Correct.
UC is at the very end of November. Don't wait until the end of November. Get that in by the middle of November. We're just saying. Will we meet with our GLC if we schedule an appointment? We talked about that. I'm only applying to UC, but I'm considering having Mount SAC as a backup. How should I approach that? I just applied to Mount SAC. Yes. So during Connect 4, and I'm your rep for that, anybody and everybody can sign up for Mount SAC, and it does not mean you have to go. But as part of the Connect 4 program, it gives you the option to have early registration. So as a backup, please apply, because if you're part of that pool of students, don't apply on your own. Apply with me in January, because that'll allow you to have that priority registration if you choose to go to Mount SAC. There's no money, there's no signing on any dotted lines. It's just giving you that option. So please do.
I think we have room for 2 more. There's one that says, when it comes to selecting a major, is it okay to apply undecided? Will I have less of a chance of being accepted if I do this? No, you can apply undecided. It's kind of interesting. Undecided sometimes is an impacted major. It is really up to you. I do recommend to go on to, if it is a UC system, to see if you're interested to go undecided, but I want to be an engineer. They have a major such as that, undecided, but interested in the STEM field. So just kind of read through the sites on each school that you're interested to see what they recommend. But no, it is no harm to go undecided. And then the next one is, Ms. Hoyos, what's the most important thing we should be doing right now preparing for application?
All right, do we have time for more? Oh, I see one about the honors program courses at Mount SAC. I noticed there's no honors computer science. You can take courses all over. You'll be paying tuition for them unless you have some sort of system with financial aid or a scholarship. So just keep in mind, this lovely thing called high school that's been mostly free is going away soon. So plan accordingly, and that's why Mr. Sanchez is here. You're going to be magically whisked away into paying for school.
So going back to, I think there was some kind of lag or something. What's the most important thing you should be doing right now for preparing for applications? Research, organization, like we had said at the beginning of the presentation. You're kind of at the point now where Cal State applications are opening up on October 1st. Privates and UCs are already open, so you should at this point already know where you're applying, and you need to know what you need, right? There was a question, do I need Cal State? Do I need a letter of recommendation for Cal State? No, those are for private universities, right? So review our website, review this presentation. We have a lot of information out there. So our website, like Class of 2021, has a lot of information that you should look at to make sure that you have everything that you need. So I think those are the most important things. Do you guys have anything to add to that?
The other thing is, if you have specifics to yourself, reach out to us and email us and say, hey, I really want a one-on-one meeting. Can we go over, because I'm lost? Asking for help is not a bad thing. We want to make sure that we are guiding you as best we can, especially since it looks a little different right now. We want to make sure that we can give you as much information. And if we don't have an answer yet, that we can connect you to someone, whether it's someone at Mount SAC or a different community college, or someone, in admissions in a different class. That's part of the reason we put those resources up. The Instagram accounts, those are all run by the UC admissions office at those campuses. So we want to make sure that you're connecting with the individuals that you can get the information, the correct information from. So please be sure to review this presentation again. As we mentioned, it is going to be PDF, so all the hyperlinks work for you, and that way it's not as scary as Googling, because I know Googling sometimes can get very scary. But if you do need a one-on-one hand-holding kind of meeting, that's what we're here for. So send us an email and we'll gladly set up a meeting with you guys, either through WebEx or Google Meet, to kind of guide you through it.
And I wanted to have very patient Mr. Sanchez here, maybe type up. I did get information about Cash for College today. I don't know if you want to say anything about that briefly before we go.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, yes, our Cash for College is an event that we're excited to hold during the fall and spring semesters, particularly in the fall, in October. We offer an opportunity to support you all with completing your financial aid application, whether you're doing the FAFSA or DREAM Act application. Normally, we open up our campus and we open up our large computer lab so that we can work on the application alongside you all. However, given the just interesting state that we're all in, right? We're hosting a virtual event. So we're very pleased to still offer the Cash for College event. However, we will offer this virtually. So you can still participate in that event where you will learn about completing the application. You can get live assistance, okay? So please do join and participate during that day. And as Ms. Elizabeth Everts mentioned, she has the information, so I'm sure that will get disseminated.
Those will be sent out through all of us. We are going to leave soon. I'll have access, well, all three of us have access to all the Q&A that we didn't get to. Thank you for bearing with my technical learning. And again, we'll get a PDF that's hyperlinked, and we'll have this video shared with you this week. Mr. Sanchez will be back on Wednesday sharing financial aid information, and we'll be back again too. Please make appointments with us.
Yes.
Yes,
Please
we miss you
reach
guys. Yeah, we miss you guys. Strange enough, passing period's what I miss the most. Seeing you guys switch classes and just kind of catch up a little bit in between. So reach out to us. We're at home as well, you know, quarantining ourselves too. So please reach out. We're here for you. So if you need anything, we're an email away or a Google chat away.
Lovely. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sign us off for now. Thank you so much for joining us, hopefully, and we will get back to you on all of your questions as we go along. All right. Thank you all.